meals, leaner meals. No time to waste, don't worry, got taste.
Developed by Outerloop Games and published by Outerloop Games and Outersloth, Dosa Divas has a release date of April 14th, 2026, and is available on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. Game code supplied by Popagenda for review. "10 years ago, Amani left her sisters Samara and Lena with no warning and with no contact for the next decade. With Amani gone, their family restaurant closes down, Samara grows distant from the rest of the family, and Lena expands her LenaWorks empire of cooking-free Lena meals to near total domination. Her corporation has taken over almost every region of the country of Main Dish, with the tiny Burath village being the only holdout. When the game starts, Amina has returned out of the blue, and she and Samara embark on a road trip to see their parents. Along the journey, you'll learn about the incident that caused Amina to leave and how its effects have touched everyone in the country. Oh, and did I mention that you're doing all of this while riding around in a sentient food truck / divine mech named Goddess? Because, well, you're doing all of this while you're riding around in a sentient... As you can imagine from a game that has food as one of its central themes, cooking is an integral part of the gameplay, with a dedicated button that gets you to the prep zone, a place that's kind of in between dimensions. It's not, if it's explained in the game, I was not smart enough to understand it. If you're not in combat, you're cooking, or collecting ingredients to cook something, or trade for more exotic materials with the trader Kabi, who may or may not have a bit of a history with Samara. When you make dishes, you first select all of the ingredients with your recipes or just freestyle, and then you'll play a couple of mini-games, which will determine how many portions you'll make. The cooking mini-games have no tutorial, which is only slightly annoying when you first encounter them, as someone like me who just wants to get it right every single time. With the cooking being so important in the game, you do enough cooking where you'll get all of them down pretty quickly, but since they seem to be random, you may not see one of them for a while and just forget how it works. Like I said, it's a small complaint that probably won't affect a lot of other people, but I just wanted to throw that out there. The art style is just awesome, and the animations are incredible. Just take a look at this animation of you starting a battle, with Samara and Amani rolling off Goddess so smoothly. And the attacks are just as smooth, whether it's yours or your enemies. And combat is definitely where you see the inspirations from other JRPGs, like Sea of Stars, and maybe even last year's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Each character has their own basic attack and a few skills that you'll unlock throughout the game. These skills will correspond to different cravings: sour, sweet, savory, spicy, or salty, that act as weaknesses for your enemies. And if you hit an enemy enough times using a craving that they're weak to, they'll be stuffed, which makes them unable to act and opens them up to extra damage from attacks for a few turns. This allows you to get a little more strategic in battle. If you see an enemy that's weak to sweet moves, you can use Samara's Sweet Feet Fury attack to mash the A button and kick them as many times as you can, with each kick counting as one hit. So if that number says 10 and you can mash the A button 10 times, they'll get stuffed in one attack. Since the main characters don't have weaknesses themselves, enemies get their own advantages with status moves. Statuses like Confused, where you might actually just do damage to yourself. Or Silenced, where you can't use your special skills and can only attack using your basic attacks. And Scared, where you'll actually lose a bit of damage each turn. And you can actually heal these statuses during battle by eating the creations that you make in the prep zone, which also incentivizes you to get the cooking minigames down pat. Because if you just do the bare minimum in the cooking minigames, you'll make one of the dishes, which is usually used to give to one of the people in the town, so you don't have anything extra for your battles. And I cannot forget to shout out the music. Ramsey Karubi, aka Marsky, who has done the soundtracks for games like Boyfriend Dungeon, Nog, and Outerloop Games' previous title, Thirsty Suitors, has created one of the most unique soundtracks I've ever heard, mixing South Asian instrumentation with heavy synths in a brilliant way. Check it out. The game is also surprisingly punk rock. You level up normally through fights, where you're taking down corrupt lawyers, skeezy corpo partners, and evil tech bros, which I think might just be redundant. But if you really want to get stronger, you've got to go the extra mile and help your local community. This is done by destroying LenaWorks ads all over the place, sharing your resources to rebuild vital infrastructure, and making real meals for the overworked townspeople who are being exploited by LenaWorks and being fed only mushy Lena meals.
Food in tubes? Yuck!
At around 11 or 12 hours, it doesn't wear out its welcome, and the story goes along at a quick enough pace to keep you invested all the way through. It's a game that I can easily recommend to any fan of the genre. Dosa Divas is a tale of generational trauma, blended family dynamics, and how, while food can't solve all of your problems, sometimes just cooking together is enough to get the ball rolling. Oh, and you can pet the dog, and there is a stat for it to let you know how many seconds you've spent petting.